Good morning, Year 8. I hope you're well and having a lovely day. For today's lesson, you will need your exercise book or paper, a pen, and the hotel blog posts. So please could you write the date and the title of Comparisons Continued. If you'll do now, I'd like you to create a list of all the similarities and differences between these two images. Pause the video now for 5 minutes to do this. Okay, so what answers did you think of? I've got a list of similarities and differences for you to read through. I'd like you to have at least 3 from each list written down. Okay, so today's lesson, we'll be learning to write a critical paragraph comparing two extracts. That may seem like a daunting task, but it is virtually what you did for your do now, but with words instead of pictures. When comparing texts, you are making a point about two different texts, backing up ideas with evidence, and explaining the idea. Then, using a linking statement, you connect the two ideas together. Please could you write this down into your book? Okay, so this is an example. I would like you to take a look at the structure of the following example, where the writer compares how their mother and father react to poor behaviour. So pause the video and read through it now. Okay, so you'll note that the key phrase are both and on the other hand, which clearly compare the two. Notice how the writer makes a point about each parent losing their temper, backs it up with evidence, and then explains their idea. The linking sentence starting with on the other hand shows how the two ideas are similar or different. In this case, different. Okay, so in order to understand a comparative question effectively, we know we have to make a point that would support both sides of the argument. To do this, you will need to have some comparative connectives at your disposal. You have 3 minutes to create a list of as many comparative connectives as you can. So pause the video now to do that. So this is a list, I think you've seen it before, so please make sure you have at least 5 from each list. If you don't, please add them in now. Okay, so African hotel travel blogs. Carefully read through the 2 extracts before moving on to the next task. Okay, so now that you have read through the 2 blog extracts, you need to identify any similarities or differences that you noticed. You have 7 minutes to create a similarity/difference grid, like the example below, that shows the similarities and differences between these extracts. I have started you off with an example of a similarity. So pause the video now to complete the grid. Okay, so this is the kind of thing you should have come up with. If you didn't get anything on the slide, please can you pause the video to make sure you have everything written down in your book, so all the similarities and all the differences. Okay, so your main task for today's lesson will be to answer the following question. Compares the ways in which the writers encourage readers to visit their hotels. You have already identified the similarities and differences between these 2 extracts. You now need to find quotations to support this. You have 5 minutes to reread the extracts and retrieve your quotations. Your quotation should be short and explicit, with little need for explanation. Pause the video now to do this. Okay, so these are some quotations you've chosen. Please pause the video, and I would like you to make sure you have all the quotations on the slide written down. Okay, how to structure your answers. We've talked about this before. You've got the comparative statement, evidence from text 1 and 2, comparative statement, evidence from text 1 and 2, and so on. So that's a really good structure to follow. The comparative statement refers to the question you've been asked. Compare the ways in which the writers encourage readers to visit their hotel. Each of these triangles represents the points of similarity or difference that you are discussing. Evidence refers to the quotations from each text that supports the point you are making. These are connected by using a comparative connective. Reference your list from earlier. So I think if this will help you, please copy this down into your book. If you think you have it all memorised, that's fine, you don't need to, but it may be helpful to do so. Okay, so both writers use a variety of ways to encourage readers to visit their hotel. Firstly, both hotels offer an opportunity for guests to support charitable schemes. Mary Bushtops offers a scheme to support the Nicolelli School Project. Similarly, Sabi Sabi offers fantastic initiatives, including an educational program. Okay, so in a GCSE comparative question, you'd be expected to write about 3 points of comparison. Below, I've completed the first point for you. Your task is to finish the other 2. So first you have to copy the box on the slide, and then you're writing your 2 ones which you have created yourself. Remember, make your point clear and concise. The reader should be aware if you are discussing a similarity or a difference. Support this with evidence from the text. Explain your idea. Then provide a linking sentence using your comparative connectives help sheet to introduce your second point, discussing whether this is similar or different to the first. Use the Christmas tree to structure your writing. Okay, so please pause the video for 13 minutes. You need to copy down the top box, which I've done for you, and then you're doing 2 comparisons of your own. So pause the video now to do that. Okay, so that's the end of today's lesson. Thank you very much for your hard work. I hope you found it helpful, and do feel free to contact me if you need any help or would like to show me your work. Right, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.